Good evening and welcome back to the Bucket List with me, Beth Crysta Wilson, brought to you tonight from Swillington Farm. We're here to hear about a brand new project called This Green Moon and meet the man behind it. Hi Paul.
Hi Beth.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Thank you for having us today.
Come in, no problem.
Okay. So, first of all, before we get talking about This Green Moon, where are we?
We're in Swillington Farm, Swillington Organic Farm.
It's not somewhere I've been before, I have to admit.
Right, okay, well, I suppose it's quite prolific in the organic world. It does incredible organic meat boxes, and it also has wonderful community growing garden, which is up here in the Georgian walled garden, where we're going to go through into in a moment.
Okay. Similar to an allotment?
Similar to an allotment, yeah, but the community are heavily involved in it as well, so it's got local people from the surrounding villages who come and they plant with their families. Children get a chance to dig weeds, to plant potatoes, carrots, leeks, all manner of seasonal veg. And they have a wonderful time in here, and they also get to keep the vegetables as well when they leave, but it's for a small fee, obviously.
Okay, so what sort of things are growing in here at the moment other than a couple of weeds?
We've got leeks, carrots, cabbages, parsnips, onions, a multitude of different herbs, and it does look like there's lots of weeds in here, I must admit, but in between those weeds there are lots of lovely seasonal veg.
Well, other than the veg that's on the farm, there's a lot of produce of different animals. We saw some turkeys earlier as well, which seems to be very friendly. The
organic turkeys, yeah, talking point of the town, those. They came about 7 weeks ago, and they were the size of your hand, and as you can see now, they're quite big. Again, as with all the animals on the farm, the welfare of them is the utmost concern of the farmer. They have just about complete free reign of the areas that they're in, with brilliant facilities, and the food that they're given is top class. It's all the best grain. They're literally treated like kings. They really, really are. They're brilliant. Brilliantly looked after animals on the farm. The livestock as well, there's lots of cows, sheep, pigs. Again, they all have a massive expanse to reign freely in, and the welfare again of those animals is the utmost concern of the farmer.
So lots of veg, lots of livestock, but also some fruit as well. There's even an orchard.
Yeah, definitely. Do you want to go take a look?
Definitely, let's go. This place is absolutely amazing. I think you described it earlier as Narnia. It does kind of feel like that.
Yeah, it does definitely, doesn't it? I think there's 4 or 5 different types of apples growing here in the orchard at the moment. These ones are particularly nice. This is the Discovery apple. They
look great. They look like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
You want to try one?
I don't actually like apples.
Let's try one. Go on, have a go. Go on, have a bite. Go on, they're gorgeous.
Okay, I'm wrong. I do like apples. That is really nice.
The start of the woodland area in front of us now, and this is where the magic really happens. For me anyway, this is where the magic really happens.
This looks absolutely brilliant. So is this kind of the main entrance?
Yeah, so this is the way in from the woodland walk. You come to this little, I was going to say hazel arch, but there's actually a hawthorn tree weaved into that as well, so hazel and hawthorn. Yeah, from here we sort of come into the main area where the fire pit is, and the shelter, and the green woodworking area.
And some tents over here as well, and
yeah, sure.
Very strange looking contraption.
Yeah. I mean, that's a strange looking contraption. Are you talking about the tent or the pole lid?
the pole thing, yeah.
The tent sort of like is a little bit of an eyesore really, but we have to have somewhere for storage to keep things dry. So, but the pole lathe, yeah, this is an example of Phil's been doing some work on there now. Look, you can see he's turned like a candlestick almost, or a handle. There's the shavings from it. So if you put your foot on that treadle and push it, you'll see it spins the work.
This one?
Yeah.
So you volunteer here very regularly, I know. What made you want to do this and what's your background? You obviously have a lot of experience within this.
Well, I met Paul at Methley Fest and we did a big thing there for the children with the Wild West theme. And I was so impressed by his enthusiasm. And when he found out that I was an ex-coppice worker, he said, could I help him? And would I like to come up and look at the woods that he'd found to work in, which I did with him. And he struggled at first to find a suitable wood, and then this came along, and this is absolutely fantastic. I mean, this wood has, well, everything you could want for Paul to set up a children's adventure and a corporate adventure sort of playground, really.
Well, what we saw earlier, I don't know exactly what it is, but it looks incredibly impressive. How do you get it from this to that? What are the stages?
Well, you start by splitting the wood by hand. You split it with an axe or a froe. You then put it onto the shaving horse, which machine here, and you use a draw knife, which is a large sharp blade. You sit on here, you push your feet forward, and then you draw the knife towards you, and you shape the wood up. Once we've split our piece of wood and shaped it here, we take it over to the pole lathe, and we can show you that. The pole lathe is quite simply two centres. You have to take, in our case, a piece of rope. In days gone by, they used leather, they used a variety of things. You centre it up between there. This is a skew chisel, and then off you go. And you can shape up. I mean, in this particular instance, I'm just making a little plant dibber. Something quite straightforward, nothing particularly complicated about it. And you work away until you've got what you're looking for. The shape's in your head, so you can look at it and it's almost an art form, almost. It's creative, it's relaxing, it's fun.
You're saying this all very matter-of-factly, as if, you know, well, you just do this and you just do that. How many years' experience did you have of doing that?
Oh, well, I've been at it 35 years now. So I worked in the oil industry for many years, using the very, very sort of high technology. And one day I came along to a show and I saw a guy using a pole lathe making Windsor chairs, and I just thought, I got to have some of that. That's for me. It's so simple, so straightforward. After all the things I'd been through in my working life, and I thought, right, I'm going to do that. And I went off into the Welsh woods, worked with this chap for a while to learn the skills, and came back around Lincolnshire then, not Yorkshire, and made my own pole lathe and made all the different tools I needed and set about making a living doing it, and I've done that ever since.
It's been great to have a look around and see the venue. I can see why you wanted it here, but what exactly is this Green Moon?
Well, it's whatever you want it to be, really. It's a venue that you can just imagine what you could do here. You could do anything. We do children's parties, we have forest schools, we've got plans to do forest church here. We've got lots of events planned around music in the woods. We've got a cycle-powered cinema coming up in October, which is in its infancy at the moment, but it's definitely going to happen. So around Halloween, we're going to do we're going to have a carbon-neutral event, which people have to either ride the bike here or walk here or come on public transport. And then it's going to be a cycle-powered cinema screen. We're going to do a children's showing early evening and an adult film later in the evening, probably a scary one because it's around Halloween. And we're probably going to do some pumpkin carving as well, and we'll have a few food vendors here and probably a bar as well in the evening. So.
And what are your hopes for it going forward? It's still very new, as you say, but it looks like, you know, you've established yourself quite well within the woods already.
Well, I hope so. I'm glad you think that. Yeah, going forward, I just want it to grow, and I just want, you know, people to enjoy the same experience as what everybody who's been here so far has. The more people it touches, the more people will walk away from it, you know, hopefully being inspired to respect nature, and also just have a bit of adventure injected back into their lives, because that's what it's all about. kids getting out, adults getting out, having fun, enjoying family times, this is the place to do it, definitely.
Well, what a brilliant place. Absolutely loved learning all those new skills. The fire was probably my favourite bit, but I'm not confident building one myself. That's it from the bucket list tonight. Make sure you join us tomorrow night for Film Thursday. If you want to get in touch, you can tweet us using the hashtag bucketlist or send an email to bucketlist@madeinleeds.tv. That's all for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.